What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to News for the Sonics, where we discuss comics, movies, games, and more. Here with another interesting article talking about the next phase of Marvel Studios films. 9 unannounced Marvel Disney Plus shows are in development. These could also vary to movies or shows as well. So again, this is a rumor, and this is actually coming from an industry insider named Charlie Murphy, I believe. You may recognize that name, Charlie Murphy. He's well known to actually dish out some of the details about the upcoming Marvel Studios projects. And without fail, he's actually been more or less very accurate with these announcements and rumors. So this is actually really exciting. I'm going to go ahead and dive deep into this. But before I do that, I want you guys to go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, and click on bell notifications so you all don't miss anything. Stay up to date with the latest in comic book related content and Spidey goodness, of course. I live stream twice a week. That's Tuesdays and Sundays, 8:30 to 10:30 p.m. Eastern time. Don't miss that. I got one coming up this Sunday, guys, that you don't want to miss for those of you who are into like the whole nostalgia thing. So I'm going to be playing a good old oldie game this Sunday, and that's, of course, Spider-Man 2000. So don't miss that as well. Join my Discord as well while you're watching. Invitation link to that is down in the description box below. Can't miss it, guys. We will welcome you there. We've been getting a lot of more members lately. And of course, this channel has been experiencing a lot of growth, which I'm really grateful for. Guys, thank you so much for watching and subscribing. As always, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe when you're done with the video. Of course, let's go ahead and dive into this. So according to leading Marvel insider Charles Murphy, there are up to 9 unannounced Marvel Disney Plus shows being developed currently. Murphy's Multiverse were covering a story that said Peter Cameron, who's writer on WandaVision, would be heading up a new project for Marvel Studios. Edit, this has been debunked by Cameron, more to follow. This was in addition to news that we reported yesterday that Marion Dyer was set to head a writer on a new Marvel project. You can find the Marion Dyer story in the related section below. However, I said in the story there that so far we kind of have names attached to all officially announced projects. Therefore, this must be for one unannounced Disney Plus shows. Murphy goes on to say that this article that there are up to 9 unannounced Disney Plus shows being developed currently. Murphy has IMO the best record in the industry for Marvel leaks right now, so I am sure his information is as up to date as it can be. So edit, Murphy has since said there are 10 projects and lists many of those ones that I've heard from the other outlets such as his. So if you actually go to Charles Murphy's tweet right here that you can see, says, Charles, I don't know about No Way Home trailer, Murphy. There are several projects that have been revealed by sites that I trust, but not yet by trades or Marvel. Ghost Rider being one of them, Secret Warriors, Illuminati, Nova, Young Avengers, and Mutants. No idea if they're TV or films. There are at least 10 of them that are listed at DTC, which is the D23, direct to consumer. Here's a link to our page where we keep track of the developing projects not announced by trades of Marvels, which we will also get into in just a second. But first, let's go ahead and continue with this article. Now, there are certainty to the fact that Marvel Studios would be developing projects we currently don't know about. To be fair, there are probably more than 9 shows currently being worked on at some stage. However, according to Murphy, these are the only projects that he has heard about, which is hardly surprising. So what are these upcoming possible shows? Murphy only mentions 3 that could be potentially be coming. So those being Ghost Rider, Secret Warriors, and Nova. Now, everybody has been clamoring for at least a Ghost Rider movie, at least from Marvel Studios. Secret Warriors, not so much, at least not in my opinion, not so much. And then Nova. So we've already seen a bunch of Nova Easter eggs throughout the Marvel Cinematic Universe, especially in Guardians of the Galaxy, where they were really present in that series, in that movie. So we were wondering, so Nova's going to be showing up in the sequel, right? Or at least in Infinity War. And even the Russo brothers have even joked about Nova making an appearance towards the end of Endgame, or at least in Infinity War, but that never came to fruition, unfortunately, and we've been wanting to see that character for quite some time. Now, I think Richard Rider might be the one that they're going to be going with. If not, they're probably going to be going with another version. Knowing Marvel Studios, they tend to pick the characters, or at least a version of said character, that are like pretty much different from the ones that we didn't imagine that they would pick. And they even did the same thing with Ant-Man, where they thought that we thought they were gonna pick Hank Pym, at least a younger version of him, but they reversed the roles and they picked a different version of Scott Lang, which is more or less the modern version of Ant-Man. And then they made Hank Pym a little older. I didn't know how to feel about it at first, but overall the movie ended up being very entertaining. At least this is the Marvel Cinematic Universe, not the Marvel comic book universe. So I guess I give him a pass for that. So again, I don't know which version they're going to be picking. Now, as far as Ghost Rider, unfortunately, they're not going to be picking the version that we saw Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., unfortunately. But if they are going to make a Ghost Rider, they should always start with Johnny Blaze. Doubt that Nicolas Cage would want to return, but something tells me that he would, because he's kind of like that little crazy to return to a role like that. But he's a little too old already to be playing that role. People want Keanu Reeves to play that role as well. I don't know about that either. But overall, I'm really excited to see Ghost Rider. Hopefully he does make an appearance, or at least a cameo appearance, in the Doctor Strange sequel, and then he goes on to spin off in his own film. So that'd be really cool. There's also a rumor about that where he's actually set to be appearing at some point in around the Doctor Strange sequels or something like that. And as far as the Illuminati goes, this has been going on for quite a bit now. There have been rumors about Illuminati. We already have a lot of characters that are established who are part of the Illuminati. And in the comics, if you don't know, the Illuminati group entails, of Iron Man, Black Panther, Doctor Strange, Professor Charles Xavier, and Namor, the Submariner, to name a few at least. And a lot of those core characters are also Avengers. Now, as it turns out, we don't have an X-Men or Mutants TV show at the moment, but hopefully we're going to be getting that on the ground running very soon, and hopefully we can get Charles Xavier to appear. As far as Chadwick Boseman, unfortunately with his death, sadly that character will not be appearing probably in the Illuminati, but unless we get a different version of the Black Panther to be appearing, I mean, we're pretty much all set there now. And also for Namor, the very first mutant, Marvel's first mutant, it's a possibility that he could be appearing very soon, hopefully in at least Black Panther Wakanda Forever, the sequel to the first Black Panther. Maybe he could be appearing. Something tells me that he's probably going to be the antagonist of that movie. Then he'll go on to spin off in his own movie as well. Now, Iron Man, unfortunately, one of the key characters of the Illuminati, he died in Endgame, and he won't be making an appearance on that. But there is a possibility to probably swap that character for at least Nathaniel Richards' version of Iron Man, which is Iron Lad. That's a possibility that can work. If you don't know, Iron Lad is basically a good version of Kang the Conqueror who wishes to change his ways and become good by taking on the mantle of Iron Lad. So that's actually, that I would be really okay with that version, at least, of the Illuminati, where a lot of the characters, the core characters, at least, of that group is really close to the comics, but maybe one character is different from the comics, which I really wouldn't mind as Iron Lad being a stand-in for Iron Man in that case, which is fine to me, honestly. You'd have the world's strongest and, most brilliant minds in a group such as the Illuminati, and Iron Lad is not a problem for me. But that's just my theory. Now we go to the list here and what to expect. And again, this is from Charles Murphy, who's an insider and who has really become, the go-to as far as having, accurate announcements. And every time he divulges any information regarding the Marvel Studios, Marvel Cinematic Universe movies, he always does come very, very close, if not extremely accurate. So you have the X-Men. Again, it could be titled, a Disney Plus series can come out, be titled The Mutants, which then will go on to spin off into films called the X-Men series. Now you can do a bunch of those movies, involving the X-Men. The roster is always ever changing. So definitely X-Men has to come very soon, especially with the events of Loki, where a lot of things have changed. The Sacred Timeline has branched off, and then those branches have branched off into other timelines as well. There's a possibility of merging the characters from Fox's Marvel universe into the main cinematic universe, into the main streamline of the timeline. So again, some of those characters could be returning, at least the actors that portrayed some of the mutants, but most likely we're going to be getting new actors to be portraying the mutants in those movies as well for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Nova, we already discussed. Secret Warriors, I'm not too hyped about it, but definitely looking forward to it as a Marvel property. Ghost Rider, I'm really excited for that. Illuminati, I really want to see this team come to fruition. Oh, and also I forgot, it involves, Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic in the group. I know I mentioned most of the core characters in that group, but I'm just saying, this is a different kind of video. I'm not going to get too detailed and, involved with every single type of Marvel group or team or anything like that, but you get the point. So Nomad, originally that role belonged to Captain America, but we could be getting a entirely different character. I doubt that Chris Evans would want to return to Marvel Studios to play the Captain America title, at least another type of title, because he's pretty much done with those movies already. But I doubt he'd want to come back to do a prequel series involving the Nomad title. So that'd be really cool. I would love to see what Captain America was up to right after the events of Civil War and before the events of Infinity War. And then Young Avengers as well, which I'm pretty excited about. Already, a lot of the characters from the Young Avengers have been established in the current Marvel Cinematic Universe. You have the twins from WandaVision. You have Miss Marvel, who's going to debut very soon, and also going to be showing up in in the Marvels, which is pretty exciting. Is the sequel to Captain Marvel as well. And you even have, now there's rumor that Hulkling might be making an appearance. Then, of course, you have Eli Bradley, who was also introduced in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. We all know him to be the Patriot, at least from the comics. We even had Kid Loki make an appearance in the Loki series. So a lot of these characters have already been established. It's only a matter of time before these characters come together and form the supergroup known as the Young Avengers. And that's rumored as well. But of course, we all know that's going to happen because Marvel's already laying out the breadcrumbs to those characters. And yeah, that's pretty much all I got for you guys today. What do you guys think about these 9 unannounced Marvel Disney Plus shows that are in development? Again, this is a rumor, so take everything that I just said with a huge grain of salt, guys. If you have any theories or comments or concerns or questions about this, go ahead and leave them down in the comment section below. I love to read them and engage with you folks down in the comment section. It's always fun to talk with you guys. As always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and click on bell notifications so you all don't miss anything. And I will see you all in the next comic panel.